Hello everyone and welcome back to part 7 of the Arsenal beta save, and today is the end of the season. We have at least a couple of very important games coming up. This video will either be 2 or 3 games depending on the result against Liverpool. So last time out we would have played City and Tottenham as well as Napoli obviously. Since then we played 2 games, so we played Brighton in the Premier League, where we won 6-1, and then we played the second leg of Napoli, where we beat them 6-0. 6-0, which means that the overall aggregate score against Napoli was 9-0. It's genuinely insane. Games coming up, we have Liverpool in the Premier League, and then we have Leeds, and then we have the Europa League final against Inter Milan. And yeah, this Liverpool game is pretty important. So if we have a look at the Premier League, City, obviously they drew to Liverpool, but then they beat Southampton and Man United. So it means that they've now regained their second spot, but we have a game in hand on them. They've only got 1 game left and they're 2 points behind us. So in this game against Liverpool, we could win the league. All we have to do, I think, is get 1 draw. Literally we just have to get a draw out of the 2 games that we've got, because I doubt City are going to be beating our goal difference unless they have an absolutely insane final game. So yeah, I mean, we could win it against Liverpool, and if we do, then I'll play the Leeds game off camera and then we'll play Inter Milan. But if we don't actually win it against Liverpool, then we'll play the Leeds game on camera as well. In terms of transfer news, obviously it's not the transfer window yet, but I did notice that there was a player on the transfer list that we could get for proper cheap. And that is this man here, Milinkovic-Savic. And, well, he is very good. Yes, it's against what my original policy was going to be of signing younger players. He is 28, but when a man that's a 4-star with all of these green things going, we have been able to get him, or at least do a bid, of £20.5 million. Because he's on the transfer list, and that's how much they've transfer listed him for. So I think overall that would be a pretty decent signing for the money, in my opinion. We've paid a lot more money for other people that aren't necessarily as good. The offer has been accepted, but he has more interest in joining Liverpool, same interest in joining Madrid, and less interest in joining Juve. So, okay, so this is what we ended up having to compromise to. We got rid of all the promises because he wanted us to strengthen the coaching team, the midfield, everything. Always makes me laugh when they ask you to strengthen the midfield. Well, that's kind of the point of bringing him in, isn't it? But anyway, we managed to get rid of that, but we have had to settle on paying him 200k with a signing on fee of 7 and a bit million. So yeah, he's going to be our highest earner, because at the moment our highest earner is 160k and it's actually Partey, and then Saka's on like 130. Admittedly, a lot of these guys I have had to make promises to, that we will offer a new contract. We already did with Martinelli, so he's actually on a new contract now. He's provisionally agreed to sign a new 99k contract, currently on 46. But we are going to need to offer Emil Smith-Rowe a contract as well. When you're trying to compete to sign him from teams like Liverpool, Madrid and Juventus, you kind of have to pay the money, especially when we're only getting him, well, we would only be getting him for like 20 million. So I think it's worth it. And the team we are literally just about to play have offered the 20.5 million for him. He has more interest in joining Liverpool though, that's the thing. And he can probably get more wage from them, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So this is the squad that we're going to be using to try and either get a draw or beat Liverpool and win the league. We've got Jesus up front as usual. Martinelli and Saka take up the wing. Ødegaard, Smith-Rowe, Partey, and then the usual back 4 of Tierney, Scalvini, Saliba and Tomiyasu. And of course, our man Ramsdale in goal. Tomiyasu's on a yellow, so if he gets another yellow, then he's not going to be available for the Leeds game. But that's not really too much of an issue. We're going to stick with the tactic that's worked so well since we played City, the mid-block 4-3-3 standard. And only half a minute in, and we've already got a highlight, and it is Liverpool on the ball. He takes it to Virgil van Dijk, on to Gomez, tries to put it through, but Saliba is there to make the interception. And then you've got Ødegaard, who gets fouled by Luis Diaz, but seemingly, oh, he's played advantage. Okay, fair enough, even though it's not exactly advantage, is it? Because Liverpool had the ball. But Tierney tries to head it onto Martinelli, but doesn't able to do it. Good English there, doesn't able to do it. And then Martinelli gets the tackle done. Ødegaard is on the ball. He's got a free run to the box. Can he try and put it in? Ends up coming off of the Liverpool guy, and their keeper makes a nice, easy save there. Not sure why we're showing the match stats here. We've already got them. Let's go to the league table. Actually, we could go to latest score. Oh, we're actually the only people playing. I was going to say we could go to the latest scores and keep an eye on how Man City are doing. But we're the only people playing, and they've done a long ball through to Salah, puts it into Arnold, who does a shot on target, but Ramsdale makes a save. It does mean that Liverpool now have a corner. Elliott will be taking this. Whips it into the box and forces Ramsdale to have to get his hands to it, but not too much of an issue there. We're going to shout encourage at them. It normally does something at least. Once again, they are from Elliott's on a free kick here onto Virgil van Dijk, who sends it basically into the crowd. Not sure what he was thinking there. That was never going on target. We haven't really had a single highlight here where it's been us on the ball, have we? This is another highlight where it's them, and puts it through to Luis Diaz, who looks like that's probably going to be a goal. And that's 1-0 to Liverpool. We should not have let that through. We look at the replay here. Virgil van Dijk sends it to Gomez, and then he's just... And there he is. He's just straight through. I don't know what Saliba and Tomiyasu are doing there. We might have to try and pressure them. I don't know. I feel like we're losing a lot in the box, so we might have to move up to the high press. And once again, Liverpool are on the ball. But the pressing has worked. Martinelli onto Smith Rowe. Can he get it in? He does. And it is all level once again. 1-0, 40 minutes. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Can we keep it at this 1-0? There we go. Half-time, 1-0. Yeah, we really haven't been a better team. If we look at the analytical data, admittedly, neither of us have been able to push that much, but you can see here Liverpool's front three have been able to push that slightly bit more than we have. Now, remember, one thing I didn't actually do is the opposition instructions, so I'm going to ask the assistant, and then he'll do that. On to Van Dijk, on to Thiago. Our defence is absolutely parted, and I don't know what happened there. They're going to be checking it for offside, but initially watching the highlight, it didn't look like it was offside, but we'll see. And it wasn't. Yeah. What is happening? We're just... How are our defence allowing that to happen? It's not good enough. Okay, we're going to switch it up. We're going to switch to the 4-2-3-1 here. Who's been playing badly? We need to make some subs. Saka has been playing awfully. So we'll bring on Vieira. He's normally pretty decent as a sub. And then we can bring on Almada, I think, in the midfield role. Our entire defensive unit has been playing awful, so we'll put Max Aarons on. We might end up losing like 4-5-0 here, but it's the risk we have to take to try and get the equaliser. A corner there from Liverpool. And what is happening? What happened there? Nobody bothered trying to tackle him, and that's 3-1 down. And I think we may have just given away a penalty. Yeah, we're giving away a penalty. Brilliant. Brilliant. Thomas Partey gets a yellow card. And that is it. And I mean, he's going to score this, isn't he? Yeah, 4-1. I mean, we are away from home, but this has been an abysmal showing. We could have won the league with this game. How do they not understand the importance of this match? And it really, really does go down to the wire. Once again, we only need a draw. A draw from... I mean, if City lose or draw, then it doesn't matter what we do. But if City win, then all we need is a draw against Leeds. That's it. We don't even need to win. Obviously, we'd like to win, but we don't need to win. Okay, so it's time for our match against Leeds. I've also noticed that this entire time, my collar here has been up. So put that down. There we go. Much better. To make things even worse for us, we are the only people playing on Saturday against Leeds, and then everybody else plays on Sunday. So if we draw, we win the league. But if we lose, we won't actually know if we're going to win it until the next day when City play. Madness. We're going to stick with a 4-3-3. I know it didn't work against Liverpool, but Leeds are a completely different side to Liverpool. Pretty similar lineup, Jesus, but we've got Smith Rowe this time instead of Martinelli. Saka, even though he didn't play overly well, but, you know, we'll give him the game. Ødegaard, Partey, Samuel Conga down there. And then the back three is pretty much the same, apart from Aaron's, obviously, because Tomiyasu is suspended. Okay, here we go, into the game. Set it to positive mentality this time, rather than balance, because we just want to... We want to get the tempo nice and high from the beginning, is the idea here. We're going to encourage them. 20 minutes in and we haven't even had a shot. They've had one shot on target, but looks like it wasn't really going to make of much. But we do have a corner. Ødegaard into Jesus. Hits the top of the goal. And then out of play for a goal kick. 32 minutes in, and we've got Ødegaard on a free kick. We've seen how good he can be on these. Can he put it in the top left of the goal? Not this time. Not this time. The crucial time when we needed a goal, and he wasn't able to do it. Oh, well. Well, he's got a second chance. He's got a second chance to try it again. 38 minutes, and he's a little bit further out this time. But we know how clinical he can be with these. But once again, it's not to be. Not to be. 42 minutes in, not a huge amount has happened, and half-time it is still 0-0. First highlight where it's actually them on the ball here. And Smith Rowe puts it in, and that is 1-0. That is 1-0. That is all we need. All we need. This is honestly so tense. It is so tense. It could all happen right here. We have nullified the opposition, but that doesn't mean that they won't be able to get one little pass through us. But Sambi Lokonga onto Thomas, onto Saka, through, tries to get it to Jesus. He does manage to get it, puts it through to Saka. Can he left foot it into the goal, onto the crossbar? Onto the crossbar. That could have been 2-0. That could have been 2-0. What is Sambi Lokonga doing there? He tries to bloody fly kick it. That was weird. 70 minutes in, we should make some subs. Saka once again not playing overly well. We'll put Reece Nelson on. And then I suppose it's the defence that we really need to make sure is decent. So we'll swap Saliba on for Benjamin White. And then that should be okay for now, I think. Smith Rowe might have suffered a bruised shin. Don't really care. He's playing well. So we'll keep him on for now. 79 minutes in, we do have a highlight. It is Smith Rowe. Can he get the second goal of this game? He tries to dink the keeper. But yeah, that was never going in, really. He's a little bit out of fitness now. So we will swap him for Martinelli. We're going to keep Jesus on the pitch, I think. And Ødegaard, we're not swapping Ødegaard for Xhaka. That is a terrible idea. They have a corner. 87 minutes in, they do have a corner. We managed to clear it, but not well enough. Cooper ends up coming off of one of our guys. And, yeah, we've managed to thwart the threat there. Nelson onto Jesus. But nobody was there for him to pass it on to. The keeper is running out. And can we press enough to get the ball back here? Where is our defence? Our defence has disappeared. Our defence fully disappeared there. But Ramsdale was there to make the save. This is it. This is all we need. We'll make a sub just to try and time waste a little bit. Put time wasting on. And can we win it with 5-0? We can. Why is it just skipped? That was a bit weird. We don't get to... Okay, we don't get to see the actual trophy thing because it just went forward. I don't know if that's a thing of the save, but on the last day, the last match day, we've won the league. We don't get to see the trophy lifting because strange glitch, annoying, but we've won the league. We've finally managed to get Arsenal to win the league. After almost 20 years, we've done it. And it wasn't an easy win. It was not an easy win of the league. I mean, it literally went down to the final day. That is how tight it was between us. In the end, it was only between us and City. But the entire time, United and Liverpool were there. They were there waiting. It's also the first time I've ever actually won a Premier League in Football Manager at all. Never done it. I've won leagues in different leagues, but never won the Premier League. And Martinelli is happy that we kept the promise of winning the league, because I think we did actually have to promise him that we would, which is a bit weird. But we did have to do it. There we go. Having just witnessed their team lift the Premier League for the first time since 2004, Arsenal fans are understandably happy with what their head coach has achieved for the team. And, yeah, you see the pre-season favourites, obviously, were City. Pre-season odds, 13-1. Unfortunately, Jesus wasn't able to keep up the top scorer in the Premier League. Haaland managed to beat him in the end, 42 goals. I mean, they haven't played their game yet, so that could be more. But Jesus finishes the season on 33 goals, but with an average rating 7.53. So, yeah, he's been insane. And Ramsdale's actually made the same amount of clean sheets as Alisson. And these were the results in the end. Chelsea beat Brentford 3-1. Bournemouth and Tottenham actually drew 0-0. And then the other games that actually matter. Man United beat Wolves 3-0. Liverpool drew with West Ham after West Ham scored in the 90-plus second minute. Man City beat Aston Villa 5-0. So we did need to win that game, and it meant that we only ended up winning by 2 points. We had by far the biggest goal difference. It's actually crazy how many goals we scored this season. We have been given Manager of the Year. We've been given Head Coach of the Year award. 38 matches played with a win ratio of 73%. And Edu Gasper is pleased that we won that, which is lovely. And a fair few, well, pretty much almost our entire team has been named in the Team of the Year, apart from 3 City guys. So we've had Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saka, Odegaard, Saliba, Zinchenko, Smith-Rowe, and Jesus. And Milinkovic-Savic has agreed to deal with Liverpool for a wage of 120,000 a week. I don't get this game. I don't get this game. We have to offer him 200,000 a week, and instead he moves to Liverpool for 120,000 a week. If anyone knows how you avoid him asking for so much money and then moving to someone else for less money, then please do tell, because it's crazy. I don't understand it. And here we go. The Europa League final. It is happening. Just like the Premier League, I didn't expect to be getting to the final, but I mean, we actually had a relatively easy run. I can't lie. This is the team we shall be fielding. Jesus, Martinelli, Saka, Lokonga, Odegaard, El Neni, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Scalvini, Tomiyasu, and Ramsdale. Pretty much the normal team, apart from, Martinelli swap for Smith-Rowe. It happens all the time. And then you got El Neni playing as well, which is an interesting one. I don't know. We'll put Partey on. I think we'll put Partey on instead of El Neni. And if we could win a cup, that would be fantastic. They seem to be playing a somewhat defensive formation, and we do a throw-in to literally nobody. Not sure who he was trying to get to there, but Scalvini recovers the ball. Passes it on to Tomiyasu, on to Odegaard. Ends up getting dispossessed, but they end up sending it back to our guy anyway, so not too much of an issue. Scalvini tries to get it onto Zinchenko, just about manages to get the ball into our pressing relatively hard here. Zinchenko through to Odegaard, and I do not know what that was. That was probably the worst shot I've ever seen Odegaard take. That was terrible. Jesus manages to pick it up, sends it. Well, he hasn't actually passed it yet. Thought he was going to pass it. Is he going to send it down the middle? No, he just sends it to the side to Martinelli, who heads it to nobody. Does manage to get the tackle, though, onto Saka, through to Jesus. Can we make it 1-0? No, it gets saved. Close. We have had the chances, but they haven't come to anything yet. We do have a free kick. Odegaard onto Saka. Can he put it through? Ends up bouncing off of the keeper. El Neni tries to put it through. But yeah, no goal in the end. Come on, 65 minutes in. We got to do something here. We're going to have to make some subs. People aren't playing well. We're going to swap Martinelli off for Smith-Rowe. Thomas has been playing awful, so we'll bring on Xhaka. Who else? I don't know. Maybe, Saka for Almada. He's been playing relatively well recently, so we'll swap him on. See if just changing up the front three is going to make any difference. Swap out Odegaard for Vieira now as well. 84 minutes in, we have a highlight where we are on the ball. We're playing it out from the back. El Neni onto Zinchenko. Sends it over the top, trying to get it onto Smith-Rowe, but that was never happening. They're playing a pretty patient passing game, I would say, which is probably why they've got the fair share of possession. And this is looking quite scary. Zinchenko tries to get it. Oh my God, almost 1-0 for Inter, but not quite. Not quite. It has been neck and neck here. It has been neck and neck. Lukaku is injured. That's good for us. But this final is going to extra time. It is going to extra time. Oh my God. Jesus is dying here. Tomiyasu with the ball here. Doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Almada ends up passing it back onto Scalvini. Can we move it forward? That would be nice. We seem to be like... We seem to like just passing it around the back at the moment. Onto El Neni now. Finally getting it down the wings. Zinchenko onto Smith-Rowe. Can he get it onto anyone? Onto Almada, who puts it on the head and onto the crossbar. And that's almost a goal. All the chances we've had. We don't have anyone else that can really play the striker role other than Martinelli. I mean, Reece Nelson, yes, but he's terrible at striker role. We're going to have to put him on. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice here. He's not the person I'd want in goal, but we do not... Goal? He's not the person I'd want in strike, but we don't have a choice. Second half of extra time. Come on. Come on, guys. Just get the goal. I do not want this going to pens. Into the box, but, I mean, that was on to nobody. Almada. Come on. Come on. We got enough of us in there. Fabio Vieira onto Nelson, and he's put it in. He's put it in, and it's 1-0. The guy who I reluctantly brought on as a striker, saying that, you know, he's terrible at strike, he can't do it. He has got us the goal that we need. Fabio Vieira puts it through onto Nelson, and that's it. Right, okay. I have to be careful here, because you can try and go defensive and then end up going too defensive, but we're just going to lower the tempo, put the time wasting up, change it to balanced, and just hope. Just hope. Oh no, there's a highlight. This is not what we want. It's not over. It is not over. They're still on the attack. They've brought everybody forward. Scalvini hits it out, but not far enough. They're still on the ball. Come on. Nice slide tackle, but they still have the ball. All of their players are basically in the final third here now. Gosens on to... Oh, that's... Oh. I have no words. I have no words. All of the Arsenal players that could have put it out. They just didn't. And it's gone to pens. Our Europa League final is going to penalties. First up is them. Ramsdale making his way to the goal. Looks like it's going to be Barella on the ball. And Ramsdale does get a foot to it, but that is a goal for Inter. Fabio Vieira is going to be our first penalty taker. Come on, Vieira. Straight through the middle. Sends the keeper the wrong way. And it's 1-1. No idea how you pronounce this guy's name, but I'm just going to say it's Dzeko. So Dzeko steps up. And Ramsdale makes the save. Ramsdale makes the save. Come on. Come on. El Neni. Apparently our best penalty taker. So can he do it? He does. Sends it to the right. Keeper goes the wrong way. And it's 2-1. Mkhitaryan is up. He used to play for Arsenal. And he gets the goal in against us, unfortunately. Come on, make it 3 for 3. I believe in you, Almada. You can do it. We need you to do it. Oh, what was that? What was that? Right. Here we go. Pobega. Ramsdale makes a save. Oh my god, this is so tense. This is genuinely so tense. Come on. Smith Rowe. Please, just get it in. Just get it in. Straight through the middle. Really slow shot there. Their player just slowly get to the ball. But he does eventually do it. And he steps up to take the shot. And it's in. Okay. All we need is whoever's on it. Zinchenko. We just need Zinchenko to boot it into the net. And we've won the Europa League. Come on, Zinchenko. It's all down to you now. Please. And he's done it. He's done it. And we've won. We have won the Europa League. We've done the double. And we actually do get to see the winner's celebration here, unlike the Premier League. And we've done it. We have done it. There you go. You get to see him lift the trophy. All the Arsenal fans in the stadium. And we've done the double. We have done the double. Come on. A Premier League win and a Europa League win. On penalties, but we did it. Coming into this save, I was not expecting to be winning any form of cup. Maybe the FA Cup if we were lucky. I weren't expecting to win the Europa League. Definitely not the Premier League, but we have done it. Why are they anxious? We've won. What can they possibly be anxious about? Here we go. Here's the end of season review. Here's the end of season review. The new arrivals. Who have we had in? Jesus has definitely been the best new arrival. Of course, not someone we brought in ourselves. That was already a transfer. But in 46 appearances, he did 39 goals, 6 assists, average rating of 7.34. Guy that we did bring in, Vieira, he's been playing amazingly. 15 appearances, 27 subs, 10 goals and 11 assists in that time, 7.16 rating. Matt Turner, 2 appearances, 7 rating when he did it. Zinchenko, of course, playing very well. Another one of ours, Scalvini. He was the board were quite happy with that transfer. Cost us 39.5 million, but, you know, he's worth it. Came on 13 times as a starter, 7 times as a sub. Managed to get himself 2 assists as well. 7.04 rating, and then, of course, Aarons and Almada were a couple of guys as well. Transfers out. The ones that we got rid of, I would say Nketiah as well. They're content with the deal. I mean, we really couldn't have got much more than 35 million for him, could we? So, I don't know why they're content with it, but they are. We didn't really get rid of anyone else, to be honest. We got a couple of guys that are leaving at the end, like the very end of the season. Moments to remember. Biggest win, of course, 6-0 against Napoli. Match to remember, 5-0 against Brentford. And then goal of the season was Partey's goal in the 21st minute. Should we watch this? We'll watch that. Here we go. We had Martinelli. Managed to avoid the slide tackle. Oh, yeah, it was this one. I remember this, actually. Yeah, this was on camera, wasn't it? Where he turned around and just smacked it in. And then this is the dynamic player timeline. So, obviously, it's a bit small at the moment, but when I do my main save, the Journeyman, this will be really cool because we'll be able to see all the way back from the very beginning. But we get hired. We buy Augustin Gueye for 3 million, buy Leonardo, buy Abdul Fatawu. Beat Chelsea 4-1 as our first ever game, which is very nice. No, it wasn't our first game, actually, was it? No, but we did beat them 4-1. Bought Thiago Almada for 3 million, did we? I thought we paid more than that. Yeah, 18.5 million. Don't know why it says we only paid 3 million for him. That's a bit weird. New club record fee of a selling when we sold Nketiah. We also bought Nicolas Seiwald, and then we qualified for Champions League, won the Premier League, got the head coach of the year award, and then won the Europa League. Can't ask for much more though, can you, really? We've got up 10 million in social media following as well. With the main game coming out very, very soon, I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do a second season. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fantastic stuff. And I'll see you next time.